welcome to the Marley Bird YouTube channel. You're going to learn how to make a quick gift holiday barrette in this video today. These barrettes are perfect for the little girl in your life or even for you. Maybe you want to go to work and show your holiday spirit, whether it's for Halloween or Christmas or Valentine's Day, but you don't want to overdo it, just a little bit of something. These little barrettes are perfect for that. You can make the barrette any size you want, so it would be perfect for either the littlest girl or maybe you have somebody who has a lot of hair and they need a bigger barrette to be able to fit in there. You can absolutely customize this pattern to fit whatever barrette size you're going to make. Please click on this little link right there on your video to get the pattern that we're going to use today, and then join me right back here and we will get started. If we look down here, this is the top of the barrette that we're going to make. So if I flip it down, you can see that it is just crochet done around a basic barrette form. So this is the barrette, this is what it looked like beforehand. It's just a metal barrette. And then I'm going to show you how to take this little section out so that we can work around just this portion of the barrette to create this really cool, just fun fringe looking piece, okay? So I'm gonna set this one aside and I'm gonna pull this one in. Now I'm gonna pop it open, and what I need to be able to do is I'm gonna take out this center metal portion, okay? See how that just comes out just like that? And I'm gonna set that aside because I don't need it here at the very beginning. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work a set of single crochets around this part of the barrette with whatever color you want to use. You can use as many colors as you want for this, you guys, and you could use all sorts of fun yarn. Like I know people who have used like the fuzzy fun fur yarn or sparkly yarn or sequins yarn. You can use anything you want. For today, I'm going to use Red Heart Super Saver yarn, and I'm going to do this barrette in some fun Halloween colors, because if your kid's school is like mine, they don't even let them dress up for Halloween very much anymore. So this will be perfect for my daughter to put in her hair as she goes in for Halloween. I'm going to begin. I'm just using my 6mm crochet hook. You can use whatever size hook you want. It really doesn't matter. And I'm going to make a slip knot and put it right onto my hook. Okay, so I have my slip knot. Now here's what we need to do. You're going to grab your barrette, and all I want you to do is you're going to crochet around the barrette. So hold it however you can handle it, where you're holding both together. And I'm going to take my hook and I'm going underneath the barrette, and I'm going to wrap my yarn over my hook just like I normally would, and I'm going to pull up a loop. See what I mean, how that's pulled up a loop? Now I'm going to complete a single crochet. So I yarn over my hook and I pull that yarn over through the loop I pulled up and my loop that was on my hook. You see that? Now I'm going to do it again. I'm going in, yarning over, coming around, pulling up a loop, yarn over, draw through two. So I'm going to do that as many times as I need to do to cover the entire barrette. This could be, 20 times, this could be 50 times. It really doesn't matter, you guys. This doesn't matter as far as the number of times you do this. You just want to make it so that your whole barrette is covered. And you'll notice if you're doing this correctly, you'll be able to move these stitches and squish them. And I encourage you to do that because I think the more full the barrette is, the better it looks, when it's all finished. So if I go along here, I'm just going to put some on here. I'm going to put just a few onto this one, you guys, so that we can move along in the video so I'm not boring you. But all I want you to do, put as many single crochets around the barrette as you think you need. Biggest thing to be concerned about is that 1, you have enough to cover the whole barrette, and 2, make sure it's not so thick that when we go to put in this metal portion, it's going to disrupt the function of the barrette. And the best way to check that is to grab your metal portion and just stick it in. After you think all of your single crochets are complete for this first row, stick the metal portion back in and see if it hinders, if all your single crochets hinder it. If it doesn't, you're good to go, okay? So I'm just gonna keep that in there because it doesn't make a difference anymore. We're gonna assume that I have as many as I want on here. Now this is so easy. This is so easy. You're gonna love this. All we're gonna do is we're going to chain 10. Now you don't have to just chain 10, of course not. You can chain as many as you want, you guys. I'm just gonna say that we're gonna chain 10, and I haven't been counting, so we're gonna say that's 10, all right? Now, I am going to turn my work, and just like any other crochet project, I have this nice line of single crochets here where I have my front loop and my back loop. Now for me, I think it's easy to join this chain 10 with a slip stitch to the back loop on this one, and then we'll chain 10 and we'll join it to the front loop on this one, and then we'll chain 10 and we'll join it to the back loop, chain 10, join to the front loop. Can you see a sequence here? And what that's gonna do, it's gonna leave the opposite loop open for my next color. So when I come back through with the black, I'm gonna have it, if there was a single or a slip stitch into this chain, or slip stitch into the front loop of this one, I'll put my black slip stitch in the back loop of that one. Does that make sense? So it makes it so that you get this really cool combination so that you don't really get the colors to sit right next to each other the whole time. It's really good as far as making sure it's random-ish. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm coming over here. Let's go ahead. Let's do the back loop of this one. I'm just putting my hook in it, yarning over, pulling up a loop, and I'm not going to single crochet. You could if you wanted to, but I don't want to. I'm just going to do a slip stitch. So I pulled up my loop and pulled it right through the loop that was on my hook. Now I'm going to chain 10 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this time, just like I mentioned, instead of going to the front loop of this one or the back loop of this one like I did the other, I'm going to go into the front loop just so that I have it a little bit zigzaggy. Make sense? Oh, I almost did a single crochet right there. So then I chain 10 again. See how easy this is? You could whip these out for every girl in your daughter's class if you wanted to. Or maybe you are part of a cheerleading squad and you guys want something fun to wear. I mean, this is perfect. There's so much fun. If you can do a single crochet and a chain stitch, you can complete these. Maybe teach your daughter how to make them and she can make these with you. If you have any sort of craft fair at the school or your church, these are really great to make to sell there as well, because the barrettes are relatively cheap and you can get a ton of barrettes made with the amount of yarn that comes in the Super Saver yarns. And there's so many colors, you guys. So you can make one for team colors, holidays, whatever you want. All right, so you would continue this going back and forth to the end of the row, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to snip it. You wouldn't necessarily do this, but I'm snipping it because I want to use this orange on this swatch that I already have worked up here. So I've worked up in black because I knew it would be hard for you guys to see if I was working in black for this particular row. So I've worked up in black. I'm here at the very end. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to join with the slip stitch, but remember, I am going to go ahead, I'm going to join with my new color. So I don't have to join with the slip stitch anything else or change colors any other way, less ends to weave in. I'm going to join with my slip stitch, pull that completely through. Now I'm ready to go with my orange. So I'm going to chain 10 with my orange. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go ahead and cut the black so that I don't have black string hanging around and distracting you guys. So I have my orange, I chained my 10, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to look for whatever loops I have open here. So if I move my black, I can say, oh look, there's a loop right there that's open. Maybe I join with my slip stitch right there. Doesn't have to really be rhyme or reason, just look for the open loops and join, okay? You don't have to make each one 10 chains also, you guys. You could do some 5, some 10, some 12, some 15. You could do anything you want. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to push those up, and let's use this one. Let's use this front loop here. Obviously, it's hard to see with the black, so it's really not going to matter. At the end of the day, when it's all completed, it's going to be like, oh, that's just super cute. Where did you get that barrette? My mom made it for me. And then everybody's going to be like, can your mom make me one? And then you could start charging for them. And so it's a great learning opportunity to show entrepreneurship and the American, way, the American dream. There's a whole learning experience here. Do you see that, you guys? So cool. So one of the things that my daughter wanted to do is she wanted me to incorporate a like a spider, like you know those spider rings that they usually will hand out during trick or treat for the Halloween. So she asked me to do that on one of these for her. So all I did was I got the spider ring, and when I went to go into the stitch, I threaded the spider ring onto my hook as well. So that way when I did my slip stitch, I joined it with the spider ring also. And so then it had just like, it looked like there was this spider just hanging off of here, and I didn't have to do any extra work. You know, I didn't have to, you know, thread any yarn and sew it on. It just worked right into the stitches. So that was something fun. As I'm sitting here and I'm telling you about that, now I'm thinking maybe you want to make something like this for like a princess costume, and you could do like a Princess Elsa, and maybe you have like snowflakes hanging down off of it, and oh my gosh, there's so many possibilities. You could do so many different things. Don't you think? I mean, and it's so fun. I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you. It really doesn't matter how many I chain. I'm just going along, and I'm finding an open loop wherever one may be, and just adding my stitches in. Okay, so I'm gonna set this down. Let's take a look at what it looks like. If this were all full and I was going along, I could maneuver these and, you know, push some in and out and just do whatever I want. But you get this cool fringe, right? It looks so much more full if it was finished, right? Look at this. Here's the holiday one. And this one, I mean, I don't even know how many I put on there. I filled it up so that way the whole barrette was full. And then I did exactly what I was just telling you guys. I went to the front loop and the back loop and just filled it up all the way so that I had this cool little barrette. Now, you can make these where they're standing up rather straight like that. You could mush them down so it doesn't look like you have like this thing like growing off the top of your head. You could do anything you want, but it's a fun gift. Great thing to use for the holidays, and as I said, you don't have to just use it for holidays. You can use it for just about anything, anything that requires you to wear a barrette or your daughter to wear a barrette. I hope you enjoyed this video today, and you will make so many of these barrettes for the people in your life. Please share with me what you're making, leave a comment, and let other people know about these videos too, so that they can come over and learn more skills and improve their crochet as well. Please hit subscribe so that you're up to date whenever there's a new pattern available or a new technique shown. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.